Let's look at the general traits of the ACT. The test will be divided into 4 required sections and 1 optional. There'll be a section of English usage, a math section, reading comprehension, science, and there's an optional essay. We'll of course examine each of these sections much more closely in a few moments. The first thing, and one of the most important things to realize about the ACT, is you do not leave anything blank. There is no penalty for guessing, so don't leave any questions blank. If you get to the end of a section and you have, let's say, 5 or 6 left, one of the strategies that we found very effective is to pick a position on the answer sheet that hasn't shown up for a while. In other words, if the second position hasn't shown up for a while, choose that position and grid it straight down. You got a much greater likelihood of getting more than 1 or 2 right doing it this way. When you practice for the ACT and when you take it, be aware of the time. Time is a factor in the difficulty of the ACT. In fact, it's almost designed so that it's very difficult for the average student to finish it. So practice working the test as efficiently as possible. The English usage portion of the test is comprised of 75 questions. They're broken down by mechanics and usage and rhetorical skills. We'll get into more detail what we mean by this when we examine the English usage section in detail. The math section has 60 questions and you have an hour to do it. Again, we'll get into this in more detail shortly. The reading section of the test is comprised of 40 questions and you'll have 35 minutes to do this. The science test will have 40 questions and you'll have 35 minutes to do it as well.